Hello everyone, welcome to Home Science class. This is Unit 7, Principles and Methods of Preparation of the Food. In the last class, we have studied a few terms that is the preliminary preparation of the food. In that, what do you mean by the preliminary preparation of the food? And in that, the cleaning, peeling and stringing, cutting and grating, and some of the terminologies like cut, chop, mince, dice, slice, grate, and these things we have already gone through. In this class, we are going to study sieving, soaking and processing. Sieving, what do you mean by sieving? Sieving, it is a very important role, it plays a very important role in the food preparation. Sieving is defined as a method in which two or more components of different sizes are separated from a mixture on the basis of difference in their sizes. The sieving is done by using sieve, and this will be having many small mesh or perforated openings which is used to separate fine particles. Coarse fiber, worms, stones, etc. can be removed by this sieving method. Cereal flour, food grains are also sieved. The bran, which contains a fiber, protein and B complex vitamins, is lost during the sieving process. Sieving is done to remove the coarse fiber and insects, etc. It is also done in the preparation of cakes for blending of flour with baking powder. There are few advantages of sieving, like it helps in the removal of dirt, worms, fibers and stones from the whole grains. By this, the shelf life of the food products can be improved. The flour becomes fine, it helps in the blending of that. But this also have a little disadvantages, like the bran is lost. Thereby, some of the nutrients like fibers, protein and vitamin B or B vitamins may be lost. And this involves some time also. Bran means what? Bran means it is the pieces of the grain husk separated from the flour after milling. So, sieving. Sieving means it is very important step, and this is defined as a method in which two or more components of different sizes are separated from a mixture on the basis of what? On the basis of difference in their sizes. And the next one is the soaking. Soaking means immersing in the water. Soaking means immersing in the water. The immersing the food items in water. Soaking is a process of softening a hard food by immersing it in the liquid, preferably water, for many hours. Soaking is ideally done to enhance the nutritional value as well as the flavor of the food substances or the soaked food. Food grains such as rice, pulses, etc. are immersed in water or salted water. However, sometimes the food are simply soaked so to transform them into soft form that tends to blend smoothly. For example, idli or dosa batter. Soaking of food is done to prepare variety of recipes. Soaking reduces the cooking time. The food becomes soft, reduces the pungency as in case of onions, and it also helps in wet grinding. The water which is used for soaking should not be discarded as it may contain some of the water-soluble nutrients. Some of the examples of the soaked food are rice, nuts, legumes, grains, cereals, chickpea, millet, wheat, etc. The soaking have so many advantages, like it facilitates grinding. Example is, the best example, that is in making idli or dosa, where the rice is being soaked to make the batter. The next one is, the texture of the food will be softened. The peel can be easily removed from the soaked products like the whole gram, etc. This makes the extraction of the tamarind easier, reduces the pungency in the onions, initiate fermentation processes. Example is idli or dosa batter. But the disadvantage is that some of the water-soluble nutrients may be leached into the water, and this involves time. The next one is the processing. The processing. What do you mean by processing? Processing includes all the things to get food ready for cooking and serving. There are various processes like mixing, blending, binding, beating, whipping, folding, mashing and stuffing. Let us go with one by one. Very first one is mix. Mixing means to combine various ingredients to make a uniform whole. Blend. Blend means two or more ingredients that are thoroughly mixed so that they lose their individual identity. Bind. Binding means making two or more ingredients to cohere as a homogeneous product. When coming to beat, it is to move the beater, which is an instrument, back and forth to achieve a smooth texture. Whip. Whip means to beat with a rapid lifting motion to incorporate air into the food substance. Next one is the fold. Fold means the light mixing by gently turning one over the other. Mash. Crushing the food into a smooth mix is known as mashing. And the stuff, filling a food stuff, for example, stuffing the mashed potato in the parathas. So, these are some of the processing things. And that is, the first one, mix. What do you mean by mix? Mix means to combine various ingredients to make a uniform whole. Mixing is a fundamental step in the food processing operations, such as in the preparation of ingredients or the addition of solids to the liquids and the development of structure and incorporation of air in the dough mixing processes. Mixing is done to get a homogeneous product. Some of the examples may be dough, paste, cream, soups, sauces, etc. Mixing needs to be carefully tailored to suit the product and equipment capabilities. Poor mixing can lead to the separate formation of foaming and the trapping of unwanted air and lumps in the mixture. Therefore, while mixing, care must be taken. The mixing. Next one is the blend. When coming to blend, two or more ingredients are thoroughly mixed so that they lose their individual identity. Blending is when the substances are combined in a gentle fashion so that they become inseparable but are not necessarily homogeneous. Blending is a term which is used to describe the process of combining dry ingredients. Blending is associated with the combining of solids, that may be dry with the solids and solid with the small amount of the liquid, that is wet. Some of the examples of blend, maybe powdered milk powder, beverage mixes, cake mixes, seasoning, and means adding salt, herbs or spices to food to enhance the flavor, or the fruit blend or fruit and vegetable blend. With the mixing different kinds of the fruits and vegetables and you can prepare a blend. The next is the bind. Bind means making two or more ingredients to cohere as a homogeneous product. Binding means adding a liquid such as beaten egg or melted fat to a dry mixture to hold it together. Binding mixes are widely used when the individual components of an end product need to be bound together. And the next is the beat. Beat means to move the instrument, that is beater, back and forth to achieve a smooth texture. Beating is a process of mixing food and is performed by rapidly moving the food in circular motion with the help of the beater. But sometimes the spoon or fork could also be used for beating. The purpose is to thoroughly combine the ingredients and to incorporate the air into the mixture in making the cake, which make the cake light and fluffier. One of the most common is beating of egg. When the light and airy texture is required by some of the recipes like sponge cake, the egg white and the yolks are beaten together well and mixed with the flour and other ingredients to form the cake batter, which is baked. Beating egg imparts a foamy and velvety texture to it. Other beaten foods include curd, cream, butter, etc. Some of the popular dishes which are made with beaten ingredients are the traditional sponge cake, yogurt, sauce, salmon dressing, chocolate butter icing, etc. Whip means to beat with a rapid lifting motion to incorporate air. The process of beating an ingredient vigorously to incorporate the air, which makes the ingredient frothy, is known as whipping. For example, egg whites are whipped until they form stiff peaks and heavy cream and transformed into whipped cream. And to further enhance the taste, the whipped cream is often flavored with sugar, vanilla, coffee, chocolate and so on. The next one is fold. Fold means the light mixing by gently turning one over the other. Folding is a very precise term in the food processing. It means that you have to carefully combine two mixtures of different thickness and got into one relatively smooth mixture. This is accomplished by a specific technique by using a spoon to lift the two mixtures together, turning them over so that they combine. Folding is not difficult, but it does take patience and a light hand. The next is the mash. Mashing means crushing the food into smooth mix. Example is mashing of potato. Mashing is done to enhance the flavor and texture of the food item when used with other foodstuffs. Example is potato mash or mashed potatoes, which are used in the making of aloo parathas. The last one is stuff. Stuffing means filling of food stuff. For example, stuffing the mashed potato in paratha. Stuffing or filling is an edible mixture often composed of herbs and a starch such as bread, potato, which is used to fill a cavity in the preparation of another food items. Many foods may be stuffed, including poultry, seafood and vegetables. And this is one of the very important cooking technique. All these processing techniques have some of the advantages. All the processes mentioned here helps in the enhancement of flavor of the product. Beating and whipping helps in the incorporation of the air, thereby lightening the texture. In the process of binding dough, the dough becomes elastic and thus can be easily rolled, thereby helping in preparation of chapatis and puris, etc. So students, in this class we have gone through sieving, soaking and processing. In the processing, there are various processes like mix, means to combine the ingredients in such a way that the parts of each ingredient are evenly dispersed in the total product. Next is the blend, to mix two or more ingredients so completely that they lose their separate identity. Ingredients in ice creams and milkshakes blend so well that individual ingredients cannot be seen. The next is the binding, to cause a mixture of two or more ingredients to cohere as a homogeneous mixture or a product. Binding agents like starch and egg are used in making custard. Dough making also comes under this category. Next is beat, to move an instrument beater back and forth to blend ingredients together to achieve a smooth texture. And whip, to beat with the rapid lifting motion to incorporate air into the food. Example, egg. Next is the fold, to mix a whipped ingredient lightly with another ingredient by gently turning one over the other with a flat implement. Example, egg white in souffle preparation. Next one is the mash, crushing the food into smooth mix or smooth preparation structure. Example is mashing of vegetables in the cutlet preparation. The last one is stuff. Stuff means filling the foodstuffs. Example, stuffing the mashed potatoes in the paratha making. So, this is for today. Thank you.